Um, I think after tomorrow, I'm gonna try using earbuds and see if that gives a little bit of better audio quality, especially if I'm having a guest on. Because between Renegade and Mrs. Contrarian, though the quality was really bad, really bad. So I'm gonna try to switch it up and wear earbuds like I used to 2 years ago. I don't know why I stopped. Well, different phone. That's why. And I didn't feel like buying wireless earbuds. So yeah. So we're gonna try that today. Is another Ask Me Anything format. I know a lot of people like that because they like just asking me random questions. So that's what we're gonna do until I'm ready to go to bed. um, Maybe watch a little bit of that anime Bento. I've been searching for that anime for 8 years, Bento, and I could not find it anywhere until I downloaded this app called Stremio, and it allows you to look at torrent uh, to down. It allows you to use torrent files on Stremio, although it's not a third party app. It's an officially licensed app through the Amazon Fire Stick. But I just had to put a configuration on it through a torrent site called Torrentio, and through that I can view any torrent that I want um, on Stremio. So I finally, after 8 years, found Bento because it was. I think the first time I saw it was on the Funimation channel on the uh, Xfinity cable, um, and it just disappeared, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll. I couldn't find it on YouTube. I couldn't find it on Hulu or Netflix or anywhere or Amazon Prime. I couldn't find it anywhere. So anyway, finally found it. So I'm gonna keep watching it. It was only one season though, unfortunately. Although it's a really entertaining anime. I can imagine the manga was pretty good as well. It's funny because I just thought it was funny when I saw the first episode, and this was like 8 years ago, and they were just fighting over bento boxes. I was like, why are they beating each other up for bento boxes? That's hilarious. Anyway, what's up, everyone in the chat room? I'm Just A Contrarian. Um, this is my Ask Me Anything format for today, so people can ask me questions. I'll answer them as long as they're family friendly. As long as your questions are family friendly, then I'll answer them. And as long as you're not asking me some sort of relationship advice, if you can ask me, but you're gonna have to put it in a super chat. So if it's not in a super chat, I'm gonna ignore it. So what's up to everyone? Shout out to everyone in the chat room. You know, let me know you're here. Um, Ask me questions. Just make sure that they're family friendly. And if you got like if you're asking like a serious therapeutic or relationship advice question, put that in the super chat, okay? And please, no legal questions. I'm not a lawyer, despite what you may have heard. Um, don't get me confused with my father, who was an attorney. I'm not. I'm not doing shout outs. You put it in the super chat. You wouldn't get a shout out anywhere else, on any other major YouTubers platform. So not for free. You better put it in the super chat or send a gift. I'll take super chats, gifts, or super thanks. No shout outs, no therapeutic advice, no legal advice. If you want a shout out, if you want relationship or therapeutic advice, put it in the super chat. Other than that, ask away. If you have no money, then you're shit out of luck. Or as we say, you're SOL. I don't give people free advice. Don't come online asking content creators for fucking advice. You better go get some fucking health insurance and go and talk to a fucking therapist. Like some of y'all have some serious mental fucking health problems. I'm not the one. This is why I didn't become a clinical psychologist when I after undergrad because I don't want to deal with a bunch of fucking retards problems. Sorry, ain't I'm not the one. But other than that, like I said, ask me questions. Like, um, I don't pretend to know everything, but on the things that I do know a little bit of something, I can speak intelligibly about it. So, ask away. And, it doesn't have to be serious stuff. It can be, lighthearted things like, you know, questions about anime, as I was just, talking about 5 minutes ago, or clothes, food, sports. Not that I'm a sports fan, but you can ask me. um, but yeah, I'm not here for come the people who come onto live streams who are on the spectrum or neurodivergent. I really don't like dealing with people who are neurodivergent at all. I already have a client that I deal with who's neurodivergent, and she's a pain in the ass. And literally, I wouldn't do it if I wasn't getting paid for it. Um, but yeah. Um, oh, let me set my gift goal. I'm setting a gift goal of 10 gifts for the next hour. And if I get that goal, I will teach some free martial arts techniques. So I just set that goal. Let's see if we can hit that. That's what she said. Um, but yeah, let's see if we can hit that. Got the little YouTube poster in the back. It's just backwards because the camera, reverses the image. Um, but here we go. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's ask some questions. I think I'm gonna put on my reading glasses as I anticipate I'm gonna get some messages with people who have some hard to understand usernames. Okay. Um, let's see. Chat filter is set to all messages. Community moderation is on. Um, Chat translation is automatically on. Yep. Yeah, I'm not saying anything, so keep it moving, bitch. I don't I don't repeat stuff from retarded people like you. Anywho, I don't know who you think you're talking with. I'm not your average YouTuber. This guy needs to be on timeout. Let's set him down for 24 hours. I don't. I'm not dealing with a retard right now. I don't know why people try me. Like these people clearly think folks are as are as stupid as they are. Daniel Barry, uh, sports highlight says, "Happy Thursday, hello guys. What's going on? Happy Thor's Day." And yes, it is named after Thor. Wednesday is named after his father, Odin, but in the old German, it was spelled Voden, to where you get Wednesday. Um, and Friday is named after the. I don't think that was his mom, but uh, Freya. Is it Freya? I always forget whether it's Freya or Frigga, two different goddesses. But many of the days of the week are named tend to be a merger of both um, Roman gods and the Scandinavian gods tend to be merged together. So yes, the names of the days of the week are pagan. All the days of the week are pagan. Take take that, Christians. I'm joking. I'm joking. Change my filter. Okay. Usually I would drink coffee at this time, but I'm not going to drink coffee just to be up to do the stream, and then I'm gonna be up for the rest of the night and not get to bed. So, like I said, ask me your questions. This is Ask Me Anything Thursday. So you can ask me random questions as long as they are family friendly. As long as they are family friendly, with the proviso that if you're going to ask me like a serious psychological or relationship related question, that you do so through the form of a super chat. Other than that, we're gravy here. Um, and like I said, as I was relating before we got before I started talking with or responding to people in the chat room, I was saying as soon as I get off, I'm about to head off to bed while I watch the anime Bento. Because like I said, I've been looking for that series for 8 years. So where are you broadcasting from? From home. um, I don't know if you mean specifically where, like my geographic location, but I'm home. No studio, no uh tricked out uh no tricked out like living room to turn into like a ersat studio either. Yeah, I'm in Maryland. That's all I'll say. Like, I usually tell people, but I just don't like giving out personal details. Like, I don't. I have a. I have a. After the past 3 years, I have a quite a bit of distrust in people online. Although, like I said, I don't really care if they knew where I was located because I live somewhere where they're not gonna just come willy nilly. So Lobsterland. Not Maryland. You are thinking Maine. I think you're thinking of more in the lines of Maine or Massachusetts or Connecticut, maybe. That's more lobster. Matter of fact, yeah, because yeah, as a matter of fact, the funny thing is lobster is considered like fine dining, but if you go back like 200 years ago, lobster was like the poor man's chicken back in the day. So people who lived in the New England area, like lobster wasn't a big deal because it was everywhere. They would eat it because it was cheap and affordable. But for them, it was like the poor man's chicken. But now, things are reversed and lobster is the fine dining and chicken is cheap. So, um, but yeah, if lobster, you're thinking more of the New England area. Maryland, you're thinking of crabs. Uh, the Maryland blue crabs. Maryland is known for the blue crabs. Although I've never seen them look blue, but whatever. I don't really eat them, but I see them in the all the supermarkets and stuff like that in the grocery stores. But Maryland is um, people think of crabs, or especially Maryland crab cakes, especially because they put on that Old Bay seasoning, which is made here in Maryland, or it was. Now I've seen they offshored. They're all the way in the Philippines now, so go figure. Uh, but yeah, um, Maryland is known for their crabs, particularly their crab cakes. That is what they are known for, and it is a delicacy. I remember when the Queen of England came here back in I believe, the 2000s, and she was, you know, treated with Maryland crab cakes. So, but yeah, and every state has its like own cultural delicacies. Because we have other things like we're best known for the Maryland crab cake, but we also have stuff like pit beef, which is I didn't know that was a Baltimore thing or Maryland thing, particularly Baltimore. And sometimes even though we say Maryland crab cake, usually when like people from Baltimore like to uh like to hoard the cultural delicacy, so we was like, no, it's Baltimore crab cakes, not so if you notice, like people will say Maryland crab cakes, but in particular, people from Baltimore City say no, they're Baltimore crab cakes. Okay, they're Baltimore crabs. Um, and then, like I said, you have pit beef, which is something this I think unique to Baltimore. I didn't know that. You have a Chinese takeout dish, this unique to both Philly and Baltimore, but only those two cities, which is called yaka mein, which is a type of noodle dish, which I think is pretty tasty, and I think it was like made the sauce is made with a combination of soy sauce and ketchup, maybe, but it's a Chinese takeout, American Chinese takeout, only in Baltimore and Philly. And you have the Baltimore hot dog, which is like a hot dog that's wrapped in fried bologna and put on a bun. I have not tried it yet, but it sounds delicious. I know that doesn't sound healthy. I didn't say it sounds healthy, but it does sound good. What other delicacies do we have in Baltimore? So yeah, the Baltimore hot dog, the Maryland crab cake, which is really the Baltimore crab cake, the pit beef. Um, I would say the chicken box, but you can get a chicken box anywhere. It's just that it's called the chicken box here in Baltimore. A chicken box is a chicken wing dinner, like chicken wings with fries. But they call it a chicken box here because it often comes in the little takeout box. You know the way that KFC used to serve their food in the little box. So that's how they do it in the a lot of these little delis, in Baltimore. And then right across the Beltway on the DC side, they don't call it a chicken box. They just call it like a chicken wing dinner, but they serve it with the mambo sauce. So that was the DC thing. You get the mambo sauce. Like they don't know about the mambo sauce in Baltimore. In Baltimore, they just say salt, pepper, salt, pepper, hot sauce, ketchup. And these motherfuckers all got diabetes and high blood pressure talking about salt, pepper, hot sauce, ketchup on some fried chicken and wings, and will eat it like every other day. And then, like I said, on the DC side, on on the other side of the Beltway, they got the chicken wings with mambo sauce. And I don't know where it was invented, but the Asian people always ask you that. You want chicken wing with mambo sauce? You goddamn right. And I swear it's just a Baltimore thing too. I don't know. Someone can tell me, but they always ask for their chicken to be fried hard. Like, why you want your shit fried hard? That means the meat is dry as shit. That's why you gotta That's why they gotta drown it in ketchup and hot sauce because they fry it hard. And the problem is, even if you don't want it fried hard, uh, a lot of these little delis or Chinese takeouts places will automatically overcook your chicken because people are used to saying they want it fried hard. So they assume that every black person that comes in there wants it fried hard, which is overdone. I personally don't want mine fried hard. I like there to be moisture in my food. If I wanted some dry ass meat, wait, pause, pause. As I was pause. but but yeah, if I wanted some dry ass food, I would just eat, uh, you know, some some beef jerky or a Slim Jim. Again, pause, because I don't. That's still a pause. But yeah, some dry chicken wings. Talking about I want them fried hard. Why? Why do you want it fried hard? So you want to give your jaw a workout every time you eat, right? Again, pause. Pause. Um, but yeah, if you're from another city and they also say they want their chicken fried hard in those inner cities. I don't care where you're from. If you're from St. Louis, Chicago, uh, Atlanta, New Orleans, L.A. Did I say Detroit? Detroit, Miami, Houston, uh, Des Moines. Yes, there's a black population in Des Moines. Shout out to them. um, Tallahassee, wherever. If you are from a black community outside of Maryland, tell me if people also go to these delis, to these takeout places, to these bodegas, and say they want their chicken fried hard, or if that's just a Baltimore thing. Because I am under the assumption that is a Baltimore thing, that they just like their chicken dry as fuck, and then they douse it with ketchup and hot sauce to make um to make up for the loss of tenderness in the meat. Pause. who's Heather Bees in the beginning said hi. Emily Connor said hi. Leah Kitts said hi. Mal- Maluisa said hi. Emily said she made a bracelet. Really? She says I'm 8 though. I don't believe that. How are you 8 years old on a live stream? Like, like who's monitoring you that you're 8 coming onto a an adult live stream? Mm. And Rakita says, I'm sorry, I have no money. Well, then you can't ask for a shout out. But, I'll acknowledge you. Uh, Jay's Lemon says, hope you have a good night. Jesus loves you, and I wish the best for you and your family. Thank you. But yeah, um, but yeah, guys. Again, this is Ask Me Anything format. So go ahead and ask me your questions. Just make sure that they are family friendly questions. When I say family friendly, that means advertiser friendly for the purposes of YouTube, but family friendly in a sense that this is something you would say in front of your family. If it's not something you would ask in front of your family, don't ask me. Okay. And that's assuming you have a normal family, not some family from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where the eyes have heels, or that classic movie from the 70s. Ding 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 ding. Like whatever that movie was. When the dude raped the other dude with the pig mask on. Squeal for me, boy. Squeal like a pig. That was just disturbing on so many levels. Especially because you don't see it leading to that point in the movie. Like it just like what the hell? Corey Whitland says hi. Doomslayer E EX says hi. Mm. And again, still looking for those gift goals. Uh, we're still looking to hit that gift goal of 10 gifts. Uh, and if I do hit that goal, I will teach a martial arts technique. But you have until the end of the hour for that to happen. Let's see. I mean, well, it's 9, but so actually, I'll give it, like 33 more minutes. Or if you don't want to drop a gift, then drop a question. Or just taking a powerful Motrin because your boy's back was hurting. It was big leg. It was big leg day today. Big leg day. This week has marked the return of well, it's marked my return to the gym after a year, over a year actually, because the last time I was there was December 2024. So I missed all of 2025 and all of January, which made sense to miss January because that's usually when the whole new year, new me losers come to the gym and take up all the weight stations, um, thinking they're going to get buffed and then are nonplussed with the lack of results they've gotten in 3 weeks and then decide to call it quits. And that happens every year. That's usually the busiest time in the gym is around right after New Year's. And then I would say right in the beginning of the summer. because everyone wants to try to get their little beach body, and these people who never go to the gym and never exercise don't realize to be fit you have to maintain a discipline of physical fitness throughout the week, if not daily, like I do, to to have the results of looking well. And it would you would think that would be common sense, but a lot of these people haven't been in the gym since they left high school, and they forget that the one of the reasons they were in better shape when they were younger is not just because they were young, but also because when they were younger, they were more physically active. And most of these folks aren't physically active anymore. You know, yes, you work 12 hours a day. Working 12 hours a day is not being physically active unless you do something like construction or sewage or working an oil rig or you're in the military. Or I would say plumbing. I'll include plumbing as well. But unless you're doing something like that, there's not just necessarily blue collar, but something that takes a lot of usually blue collar, but that takes up a lot of physical that utilizes a lot of physical exertion, then you're not being physically active like you were when you were younger, and so you can't expect your body to look like it's physically active when it's not. So anywho, I'm gonna give it some more minutes, and if not, I'm gonna call it a day so I can go watch Bento and chill out before I fall asleep. Big day Friday, big day. Another another workout day, and some other things that I look forward to happening on Friday. So we will see. But like I said, if you guys want a free martial arts technique, go ahead and send me those 10 gifts on here, or they can be super chats. But I set a goal for 10 gifts, but I will include a super chat as well if people decide a super chat instead of a gift. As long as I get a combination of those that lead up to 10, I will teach some free martial arts techniques. I did it last week. If you don't believe me, so you can see what I taught last week and see that I'm more than willing to keep that momentum going with teaching free martial arts techniques every time I hit my gift goal. I do see a few people in the chat room, so if someone has a question or comment, go ahead. As long as it's family friendly. Maybe not. All right. Well, again, I'm giving out free information. It's funny because anytime I have a topic that I want to discuss, then people want to ask me random questions, and I'm like, no, you should have been here on my Ask Me Anything days where you could have asked me random questions because when the days when I'm doing a topic, I don't take I don't field random questions unless it's in the form of a super chat. Today, on my Ask Me Anything format, I'm saying, hey, you can ask me those random questions or comments on previous videos. But if you do that on a day where I have a given topic, then I'm just going to ignore it unless it's in the form of a super chat. And I think that's fair. But it looks like the chat room has slowed down. So maybe that is my cue to bounce. The funny thing is, I'll leave, and then that's when people want to start coming into the chat room. Let me scroll up here a bit. Jamia Foloyan said, "Help, hello, I really need your help, sir." Well, if you really need my help, you would have dropped the super chat. That means you don't really need my help. You just want some. You just want someone to give you attention. And I'm not the one because I really don't care about people. Well, yep, 31 minutes into the gift giving. All right. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to time you out anyway. All righty. So who else do we have in the pocket? Looks like not a lot. And I'm trying to be patient and wait, but I won't wait forever since I got things to do and I'm tired. Well, I gave it a good college try, so looks like people are doing other things. So I'm going to be out. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you're on the other side of the world, have a great day, and I shall return. Peace.